Hello everyone, and today we have another changelog coming out fresh. And it was supposed to be yesterday, the changelog, but there was a lot of changes on this new patch, so they had to delay for today. But guys, there are some really cool news, so let's dive into that. So here we have it, the maintenance of this Friday, November 22, 2024. As you guys can see, we already have some really cool things coming out. For example, the Gelano now, instead of being 100 blueberries and 100 strawberries, now it gives 50 of each jelly and 20 of the lemon jelly. How cool is this, guys? So, in my opinion, this is such a good chance because it will allow players to attack different types of monsters, because before everyone would go just for the strawberry jellies because it was the harder drop, and the blueberry jellies, and nobody would really go after the mint jellies, and there will always stay a lot of them in the map. So now we have actually everything well distributed. The problem here is that the 20 lemon jellies, you cannot find it outside of the dungeon, so you need to go to the dungeon, and even in the dungeon you cannot farm 20 of them. The good thing, however, is that you can get 10 of each jellies once you do the mob achievement. So as you can see here, it drops 10 of each and even gives you a key for the dungeon. So the multi jelly, it basically, you double click it in your inventory and you go to the dungeon of the jellies. So isn't this super cool? You get 10 of them, and so in the dungeon you can get 4 of the lemon jellies on the first combat. I think you can get 3 on the second one, so that's 7, and then you can at least get 2 of them on the next 2 fights. The problem is that you'll only fight one of the royal jelly, okay, so you'll only fight the lemon royal jelly, but that's also a good possibility, so you can do that and get the multi jelly from the dungeon quest lines and get already a multi jelly, right? Then you go to the dungeon, go just with the lemon jellies, do the lemon royal jelly, and then on the next one you can find all the 4 jellies, because then you'll have another multi jelly that you can use. So that's pretty cool, guys. So you'll be easily with the 10 lemon jellies as well. You'll be able also to farm all of the other jellies. So guys, it will be so easy now to have the Gelano, and to get the other ones, guys, to get this one here, the mint royal jelly, you just need to pass the dungeons with all the royal jellies one time and you get 2 of them because of the achievement. So it's a really cool change, guys. I'm so happy about this, guys, because it will allow really to farm this Gelano way easier. You just need to farm, for example, 30 of the blueberry, strawberry and mint jellies outside of the dungeon, and then the rest you can easily farm inside of the dungeon, even with the mob achievements. So another really cool thing is that a lot of different things change in terms of visuals and animations and even interfaces, so I'll go through that really quickly. So as you guys can see, the color of the characters now, it's green if you use like this color scheme, but look at this goddamn heart, guys. Look at these, guys. Look at these, man. Even though it's not so big, but it looks so much better. It looks more Dofus like, if you know what I mean, right? Also, the chat here also changed the icons. As you can see, it's very small, but I will zoom in the edition so for you guys to see. So it's very cool, guys, to see like these new changes. It shows that they are actually caring about what people say. Also, the experience bar now is green because of your color scheme. Everything is a bit different, okay? Like this color here as well. Like if you open your inventory, even here, they are supposed to be something different, which is not now at the moment. But as you can see here, there are like different details around the equipment part. You can already see the Eternar is actually helping the Ankama. So it's honestly super cool. Also, if you change here your character, it will appear the play button, which is a bit different now, okay? I think it's cool. I think it gives more a Dofus vibe, and I really like that. I'm all for it. Also like these green letters here. It looks super cool. I'm super excited, guys. So after that, they also improved a lot of monster animations that were very slow. Also a lot of different fixes and bugs and all of that. I will not go through everything. As you guys can imagine, it's a lot of different things, but I will leave the changelog in the description for you guys to check it out, okay? So we also have a lot of bug fixes and debugs, as you guys can see in here. Besides that, there's also a really cool thing that a lot of you guys would like to know, that is the Cracker family has been removed from the Crackler Mountain area, leaving only the Quack family, which is only present in this area. Crackers are still available in the lower mountain as well as in the rock plains. Guys, who there was struggling all the time to find quacks in the Crackler Mountain area, because everyone will just kill the quacks because it's lower level, it's like level 40, and try to get the equipment as well. And then you couldn't farm anymore because there were just like cracklers in the zone, because everyone would like wipe all the quacks and then nobody would wipe the cracklers, and so it was a very unbalanced region. There were just like there were just cracklers mobs there, so everyone was forced to do the dungeon several times in order to drop these equipment. So it's honestly super a nice change, and again, we are seeing that Ankama is really listening to the forum, to the community, talking about it. Also the Locus shield, which is a shield that was only possible to get it when you went to the event, this event last September in end August. And also if you watched the Twitch stream, we had a possibility to drop it. Actually, I managed to drop it, but now you actually can drop it in-game. And this is actually super cool. This shield here is like called Locus shield. So this shield here, which is actually super cool. It does not show where it drops though. But yeah, it's a cool shield, and I'm happy that you can drop it now, even though I already have it in the other server, but I'm glad that other people can actually have it as well. So now we have the balancing objects, and guys, we have so many different things, okay? So, first of all, the trophies here, instead of being bonus sets as -2, it got a buff that you need to have like at least -3. So at least, so for example, you can have a set with 3 parts, and you can still use, for example, these trophies that gives you 1 action point or 1 movement point, which is a huge change because you can get an equipment, a set that gives you 1 action point because of the bonus, and still use these trophies that are so good. So Soft Oak Staff now gives you 200 vitality plus 200 vitality, which is a super good thing. Also, a lot of weapons got its cost reduced for X amount. For example, a lot of them got from 6 to 4, 6 to 5, 5 to 4, as you can see, a lot of them 5 to 3. And here, guys, the Dorado, which a lot of people are complaining, now you can either get 12 action points or 6 movement points, but you cannot have both. But before it was -12 and -6 movement points. So also, the Wand of Limbo, besides, was before was Or, I think, but now it's End, so you cannot have 12 action points and 6 movement points. Also, the Soft Oak branch was added to the set of the Soft Oak, which is really nice. I really like these changes that you can add multiple parts of different equipments to the sets, to the same set, which is actually increases a lot the flexibility where you can use, for example, different parts of different sets. Also, now you have a lot of different equipments that now got also restricted. You have also different bonus in shields, even one plus summon, so it's a lot of different things that I cannot really explain you everything in this video. But for example, one thing that I really liked was the white-red panoply and the black-red panoply, which are very good sets, but very hard to grind. But honestly, I will go for them in the new server. And instead of giving you a AP bonus with 6 equipments, now it gives you with only 5 equipments. Now you only need 5 parts of the black-red or the white-red to already get 1 movement point and 1 action point bonus, which is honestly super cool. We also have another changes in other sets. Mainly it was buffs. For example, the PM bonus becomes an AP bonus. You also have a new and completely new sets like the Pyramid Panoply. I will try to find it, this one, because I'm very curious, but it's very easy to find the Ekash, okay, this one here. So as you can see now, these 3 here, they are a set. I don't know about this class. Let me know if this cape already exists, probably. But yeah, now they belong to a set, which is honestly super nice. I'm very interested to see because they seem very good for strength and agility sets, even though the cape and the helmet only gives 1 stat, which is a bit weird. I think they should give both stats the same thing as the Ekax gives. Besides that, you also have a lot of different equipments that now belong to a set. You even have now a Tinril set, which is actually quite cool, which we didn't have before. But I'm not so keen and not so excited about these 2 item sets because normally you do not get any bonus. But this one here, it's actually super cool because you get 1 movement point bonus. So I'll not go much in more detail with everything else, but you guys can check the changelog and see for yourself. Another thing that I also would like to say is that the Mad Tofu Cloak now gives you 2 movement points. So let's check this out. So guys, it gives you 2 movement points, it gives you 100 agility, but now you lose 1 action point, guys. Honestly, I think this is a win. 2 movement points in 1 just cape, that's crazy, guys. And you don't have any type of restrictions. You can even have like 11 action points and have this cloak. The problem is that you just always lose 1 action point, but I think it becomes way more flexible. If people still want to use this cloak, they can use it even higher level. I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments what do you guys think. I think this is a win. I think maybe really early game is not so cool because it removes 1 action point, but maybe if you unite it to, for example, set that uses 8 parts, so you can always remove the cloak and put the Mad Tofu Cloak instead of that set. So I don't know, guys, but this might be interesting after level 40 when you start getting equipments that gives you 1 action point with 4 parts. So yeah, I'm interested to see what people will do with this. I honestly quite like it. Also, the helmet, the Tricknick helmet, now instead of being 8 action points restriction, now you need to have, you can have at least 9 action points, which is actually super nice. Also guys, another thing that you guys also like to know is that the Aquadala recipes changed, so now you just need 3 artifacts per item. I mean, it's quite a good change, but it will still be super difficult to get this artifact here. But yeah, now you need like 2 less artifacts per equipment, which is actually quite nice because you have 8 parts. So it's like 16 less artifacts that you need to grind if you want this set here. But yeah guys, it's a lot of changes. I cannot really go through everything. And now we go for the classes here. And the classes here now, we have the Zealor here, which the needle completely changed now. It gives you, it now does like a poison damage, which is actually super cool. So I actually previously said that we needed a poison damage in Zealor. And now we have it in the needle, even though the needle can only get it a bit later in the game. But it's quite nice that you can now have a poison damage to also help you with, for example, Clean Hands achievement. And now the Rogue's elemental spells are advanced by a few levels. So now you get more elemental spells early on instead of, for example, utility spells. Now the Deception spell, you get it instead of the All or Nothing in early game, which honestly is super good, guys. This will help a lot the Eka flips, because the Deception, how it works is that whenever you start your turn, you can cast it a random card for random action points at random element. So if you're lucky, you can already cast a 5 action point spell if you already have the luck to have the next spell of Deception to be a 5 action spell. So this one, alongside the Lucky Draw, it allows you to control more your luck, because the Lucky Draw, you draw a random card, and then the Deception, you can also cast a random card. So it allows you to control more your passive, which is actually a super good thing, okay? Also, besides that, the All or Nothing already gives you damage and healing, even if you don't have any cards in the table or on your hand. The Feka here got a slight nerf, even though the Etony here, it's nicer for builds that do not have range, but for builds that use range, for example, the Chance Fire builds, they got a slight nerf here, okay? The Zobal here overall also got a buff in range builds. If you have range, you also got a buff in that. The Steamer here got a buff for pushback builds, so the Submersion and the Diving, which is basically a spell that allows you to switch with your pushback tower and the tower that also like glues the enemies. Now you can only cast it for 2 action points. This is actually super cool, because before you needed like a ring for that, and now you do not need the ring for that, which is actually super cool. Besides that, the Backwash, which is the spell that push back for 3 action points an enemy or a tower, that was previously 2 action points. Now, when you cast it on a turret, you get 2 action points back, which is actually nice because you can cast basically this spell for 1 action point, even though I would prefer it before, which you would only cast this spell always for 2 action points and it on turrets for 1 action point. Besides that, we also have a different variants here on these spells, again to help with the pushback build. So now the 2 compasses, again, and change the names of the 2 compasses, please. But yeah, now the compass, you can get it in different level variants. Besides that, we have also the Upper Mage with the Astral Blade and the Solar Lance at 4 range, which is honestly something that should already have been here a long time ago, because you can cast like a fire elemental spell or an air elemental spell for 2 action points, and then use the polarity to switch with the enemy or to teleport symmetrically to the enemy if you are air or fire. And you could do it everything for 3 action points and even for 4 range. So you didn't need never to use the Astral Blade or the Solar Lance. So that's cool that now they at least have 1 more range. I think it makes these elemental spells more useful, even though I still do not really like it, because it's still 4 action points, but nevertheless, I think it's a good change. Now we have the Oginak that mainly got a buff in the early levels, so the Marrowbone and the Carcass, now it will have a max accumulation at 4 even in the lower ranks of this spell, but the Marrowbone got a slight nerf on the damage bonus. Overall, for me, it's a very good buff, mainly for the early and mid game of the Oginak. Then we have the Forge Lance, which also got a buff in the early levels, but a nerf in the later levels. So the same concept as the Marrowbone and the Carcass for the Fire Lance, and then we have the Javelin that got a slight nerf with the throws per target. So here we have everything, guys. So guys, this was everything for today. I'm so excited for these new changes. I also did not cover everything, so if you found something very interesting that I did not say in these videos, please comment in this video. It helps a lot the community to also understand these changelogs and to create new and interesting builds, for example. So guys, if you are enjoying this type of content, please like it and subscribe, and see you next time.